Why did Drake Maye struggle so much versus this Seattle Seahawks defense? Well, there's a clear answer to that question, and they made some really good adjustments. We're going to be honest in this video. I'm going to show you exactly what had happened. One adjustment that I saw in this fourth quarter was the Seahawks were not playing with lane integrity, so Drake Maye finally decided, okay, let me scramble, boom, take off and run. If you're not going to play with lane integrity, I'm going to use that to my advantage. But the Seahawks came back very quickly on this drive and forced him into making a huge mistake. Take a look at the first kind of adjustment they made on this drive. On that last play, ultimately Seattle rushed 4, but nobody was playing with lane integrity, which opens up running room for Drake Maye. But this time, they're going to utilize their defensive tackles to reach the point of attack and then stay there, okay? What that does is we know we're going to get pressure off the edges. They knew it. The entire time, they knew we were going to force Drake Maye to step up in the pocket. If he decided to run, he decided to run. But on this play, they say, you're not going to run. You're either going to throw the football or you're going to take a sack, right? So they end up getting pressure off the edge once again here. Drake Maye steps up. But this time, there's no running lanes because our defensive tackles are waiting for you to take the lane and we're going to get you anyway, right? So instead of taking off, he says, I got to throw the ball, and he forces a really bad throw over the middle. That's an easy interception for Julian Love. That was a big adjustment, just adding lane integrity for the defense. But then, right, all year, we've been talking about Seattle only needing 4 rushers to get to the quarterback. Then they started sending these blitzes with Devon Witherspoon that were just terrifying. Take a look. So once again, we were showing pressure. We had these guys bid up to the line of scrimmage. We drop him back late. We bite this guy down late. We changed our look right before they snap the ball. Now, what does that do? Well, they're in a 4-man slide protection to the left. They're going to have their running back pick up the B gap just in case they do blitz. But what they weren't accounting for was a double blitz with the linebacker and Devon Witherspoon off the right side. So what ends up happening, our linebacker's job here is to go right at Ramondre Stevenson. Why? Well, we know Devon Witherspoon is just quicker. He's faster. So if he gets to that spot, we're going to get a big time sack, right? So right here, running back goes for the guy closer to the quarterback, which he's taught to do, and Witherspoon gets a free lane. They try to lob this thing up. Doesn't look like anything was open either way, but they force the fumble and they get the interception, I guess you could say. Fumble recovery, whatever. They bring it back for a touchdown. What a play here by Seattle, and what a win. You will never believe what the Seattle Seahawks did 3 times in this game, and it worked every time. Take a look at this play. Devon Witherspoon is going to fly off the edge, but that's not the only thing that matters. We're going to send Tank Lawrence in a one-on-one with Will Campbell. This is the most important player right here. Byron Murphy, what is his job? His job is to reach the point of attack, make sure that Jared Wilson thinks he's coming, and then we're going to drop him back into coverage, okay? And then we're going to line up and attack that center, which means if our or their left guard bites, we should have a free lane off that left side with Devon Witherspoon, and ultimately, that is exactly what happens. Great job here by Byron Murphy, and boom, we force an incompletion because they got to throw the ball away. Watch what happens next. Really quickly, guys, before we continue on, hit the like button if you want more of these videos. Also, subscribe to the channel, join the family, turn on post notifications. We will be covering Seattle throughout the entirety of the offseason. Obviously, they're going to have some guys that they're going to want to bring back. Tariq Woolen is one of them. So let me know in the comments who they should definitely re-sign this offseason. But free agency, the draft, we've got you guys covered, man. This team is deadly, and I would not be surprised at all to see him right back in the Super Bowl next season. Let me know what you guys think. Join the family. Let's keep going, though. Here we go. Now, to the Patriots' surprise, they are feeling a bunch of pressure coming off this left side, right? But no, that's actually not what happens. We are going to line up our guy in a 5 technique on the outside shoulder of the tackle. We're going to have him reach the point and kind of like loop around through the opposing A gap. We're also going to get this double team here. Now, we want our edge rusher to engage with that right tackle to open up that B gap for Devon Witherspoon. But ultimately, they chip and release off the tight end, which is perfect for the Patriots, right? Gives the right tackle time to get into position, but Witherspoon acts like he's going to go to the outside, breaks to the inside because we're engaging with the right guard. Nobody's there, and we get a big-time sack here on Drake Maye. Another big play, but it doesn't end there. If you guys want a chance to over 1,000 extra money, you have to check out Sleeper today, and I'm going to give you my picks for tonight's game. Before we do so, take a look at this right here. You're going to see a 100% match deposit up to $100 if you use code DUBS, which means if you put in 100, they're going to give you 100 to use right away. This is what I'm putting in for tonight. Make sure you use my promo code. Link will be in the description. But I'm doing Stafford higher than 200 passing yards, Devontae 1 touchdown, JSN 1 touchdown, and Kyron Williams 40 plus rushing yards. Let me know what you guys think. Again, promo code will be in the link in the description. Sign up, use my code, get that match deposit. But let's keep going. So again, another one of those 4-man rushes that they do. Leonard Williams is going to get to the right guard, and he's going to kind of get to the outside shoulder of him. As we're reaching the point of attack, we're going to loop back around through the A-gap, hoping that they slide their protection off here to the left. Now, ultimately, what we're going to see is exactly that, right? Derek Hall is going to get to the point of attack. Right guard actually pushes him into the inside shoulder of the tackle, and now Derek Hall loops around, forces the fumble, and Byron Murphy dives on a loose ball for a big-time turnover. So, again, they were rushing 4. Now, they made the mistake a couple of times in this game by not playing with lane integrity. You see, whoever gets double-teamed should be playing with lane integrity. Sometimes Seahawks said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to rush everybody. And right here, because he's playing with lane integrity, it forces the quarterback not to be able to scramble. Okay? And that's why you get the forced fumble there. It's another big-time play by the D. Guys, you have to understand, I'm not sitting here saying this is Drake Maye's fault. The offensive line just wasn't ready for a game like this. And if we're being completely honest, they struggled versus Houston. They struggled a little bit versus Denver, right? We knew the offensive line was going to be a major weak spot in this game. Why was it more, prominent for Seattle compared to some other teams? Well, they had pressure off the edge, but more importantly, they had 2 dominant forces up the middle, which means you can't slide your protection to both guys. You can only double team one guy at a time. So Leonard Williams or Byron Murphy, one of those guys was getting double team while the other had one-on-one, right? And that goes very similar with the outside rushers, Boye Mafe, Derek Hall, Tank Lawrence. It didn't matter. Uchenna Nwosu. So many guys getting one-on-one opportunities here, and they just beat him. They just beat him. That's all it was. They just were better. And the thing is, because Seattle only rushes 4, that means everybody else drops back into coverage. You got like 7 guys back into coverage. It's hard enough to throw versus zone coverage, but when you are getting pressure before your guys are even able to break on their routes, yeah, you're going to get beat. And again, it's not Drake Maye's fault. It's more, we couldn't get the ball out early on time because they were they were clamps. And we're going to look at the all-22. But man, what a game from Seattle. We got to give them credit. You had the rookie 5th-round pick, Riley Mills, even making a play on Jared Wilson. I'm going to be honest. Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, right, the center, Bradbury, they did not play a great football game. They didn't, and that's okay. Right, look at the strong arm here by Riley Mills. Look at how far, okay? Take a look at this, guys. Look how far Jared Wilson gets pushed back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards into the front side of Drake Maye. Okay? You'll get beat. You will not win these games if you can't protect your quarterback, and they just didn't have the personnel. Now, that's not to say the Patriots' offensive line won't get better. I expect Will Campbell. I expect Jared Wilson. I expect these guys to improve. And they will get better. That is the scary part about the New England Patriots. This was year 1 with a new coach, new system, and they were in the Super Bowl. Watch out. The Patriots are really scary as well. They're not done. They're going to be back. You'll see them again within the next year or 2. I almost guarantee it. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe. Drake Maye, yes, he didn't play well, but it's not completely on him. The offensive line was not made to win this game.